One of the greatest mysteries of Vocaloid music is how something so cutesy and so kawaii can have a horrifying underbelly. We're talking about a scary producer today. Which one, Suwawako? Okay, there are a lot of creepy producers out there, but you could show those songs to your grandparents and they would only ever feel unsettled. This producer's songs, on the other hand, would cause your grandparents to suffer premature cardiac arrest due to the freaky and avant-garde style. And, in recent years, I feel that he deserves a bit of recognition. Meet DaijoubuP. He's a Japanese musician based in the city of Sapporo. It often ranks among the snowiest cities in the world, so when you're stuck indoors during the long snow days, you only really have two things to do: drink some Sapporo beer and make some wild art. I want her to kiss me. In a previous video, I talked about one of his most infamous songs, Vomiting. It follows Miku singing about the joys of vomiting and why everyone should do it. And boy, that was only touching the surface of what I found to be a very strange rabbit hole, full of disgusting visuals, a man dancing like a JoJo character, and him nearly dying. I think the best way to understand DaijoubuP's psyche is to take a look at a few songs that tell the story of his creative journey. And his beginning was quite wholesome. One of DaijoubuP's first works was a collab song titled
バレンタインで浮かれてるやつはウジね.
It's an amateur rock song sung by Rin and Len, with the graphics and lyrics on screen drawn in MS Paint, which was typical of the era. It's kind of heartwarming seeing this forgotten ancient fossil from the old internet, back when days were good. But to DaijoubuP, the seeds of his musical story have been sowed into the ground. The song's title roughly translates as "Anyone happy on Valentine's Day shall perish!" In taking a listen to the song's lyrics, it paints a picture of the Kagamines venting about how lonely Valentine's Day is. Everybody receives a chocolate gift, except for them. So they lash out and want everyone to die. It's like that scene from SpongeBob where Patrick goes, "I defy you, Heartman. The fuck? The further down you go in DaijoubuP's discography, the more his style develops, and I believe it began to mature with the next song. Jisatsu Shoujo, translated as Suicide Girl. I think this is the point when Daijoubu went all crazy. When you put the lyrics into Google Translate, all you get is the sound of someone pooping. I believe this song tells the story of the narrator having a mental breakdown, talking about mass suicides, diseases, and natural disasters. But aside from that, the song is basically gibberish with a freaky music video. Aside from this verse, "You have no resolve, yet you want sympathy." I don't mean to be that guy, but that line alone tells me that the narrator is more on the side of a mental breakdown than writing down their last words before. Well, at this point, Daijoubu's signature songwriting style has been formed. Songs that follow a general theme, yet with lyrics that sound like those schizo posts on TikTok, and with the instrumentals clashing, which results in an off-key yet pleasant sound. Maybe my music tastes are like this because of my chronic brain damage, but at least for right now, I feel completely Daijoubu. DaijoubuP named a song after himself. Now that's meta. It's a Rin and Miku duo song that follows Miku's admiration for DaijoubuP himself. Maybe a little too much because she wants to eat him. DaijoubuP, I
I hate you. I want to eat you, big boy.
What does Rin do in all this? She's only really there to sing the main chorus, which, to be fair, is catchy given the melody. But the parts that stick out to me are the scenes where DaijoubuP sings lines as himself. It does the orange justice from Fortnite too. It's one thing to make a creepy song, but it takes a special kind of deranged to do weird crap online with your real self as the main attraction. We in the business call that experimentation. Sometimes we have to do weird stuff to push ourselves and humanity forward. In between 2010 and 2013, DaijoubuP would release a truckload of songs featuring many staples of his style of music. My favorites feature stuff like songs that began to feature the man himself more often in real life, sometimes with a mask of his Sona over his head, like he's a demon from Chainsaw Man, all while he does the gritty or something like that. Bro is that shark guy from Chainsaw Man. The animation style truly became something bizarre, with pop culture references here, there, and everywhere. Like in a song that features two Cyclops anime girls joining forces to fight against DaijoubuP, holding some scissors like he's Ryuko from Kill la Kill. After the Cyclops girls get their stomachs cut up, they defeat Daijoubu in a round of Smash Bros. You have a song that documents his vacation to the United States. It honestly reminds me of when I went to Japan recently, taking random photos and videos and all of that. The song is not that scary, until you realize that he chose Maryland as his destination. That state is full of cray people and Catholics. He's contributed to a few albums over the years, including this one Mickey Mouse album that features tracks that are just vomiting sounds. I am dead freaking serious. It's credited under his name. I could go on, but I would just be repeating myself talking about the frankly weird crap that he puts into his songs. But, despite the baloney, DaijoubuP earned a sizable fanbase on Nico Nico Douga back in the day. His fans enjoyed the weird high they felt listening to his work. However, there would soon come a storyline that would drag everyone back into reality. In 2013, DaijoubuP released a song titled, DaijoubuP is dead! A song that, I assume, follows what would happen if he were to die, as told by him torturing his Pokemon plushies like he's Sid from Toy Story. About 3 years later, in the most insane twist of fate, he released another song titled My Illness Recovery Diary. It follows Daijoubu waking up one day all happy slappy. And then he collapsed on the ground. He was rushed to the hospital, only to get diagnosed with a tumor in the lungs. We need to operate on him, and I only have this Wii U! This song is a 7-minute long experience that documents Daijoubu's real experience in the hospital. I don't know what's more upsetting, the real-life imagery of scars and needles, or the freaking animations. Musically, I do enjoy how widely varied it is. For only 7 minutes, he managed to cram a full-on album into a single song, kind of like Bohemian Rhapsody if you catch my drift. You have slow and calm sections that kind of sound normal, and then you get super fast parts that feel like you're having a seizure. The scariest part of the song, however, is him and his wife removing his hair, strand by strand, until he went bald. What the hell is that? Ew, what is it? Ew. Someone give him some keeps or something like that. All jokes aside, I found this song to be the most unsettling one due to the real stakes involved in Daijoubu's story. I found comments saying that he was battling lung cancer, and that should line up given the tumors, the chemo, and the surgery. I assume that some of the footage is genuine, like when he had received IV treatment and needles after his surgery. I can tolerate DaijoubuP acting like a COD zombie, but needles? Nuh-uh-uh. But I also find the story adorable since his wife, yes he has one, helps support him along the way. If she can tolerate DaijoubuP making this, and being a Splatoon fan, I suppose a little cancer is just a bump in the road for their relationship. After his hospital stay, DaijoubuP has released a couple new songs, but nothing can top this masterpiece. This is DaijoubuP's Bohemian Rhapsody, and thankfully, his life was spared from monstrosity. Because in his free time, he makes them. After listening to his entire discography, I only really have one thought. Vocaloid describes many of his songs as, quote-unquote, rebellion against aesthetics. I disagree with that. It's a rebellion to my fucking eyes, that's what it is. I wouldn't be surprised if someone out there listened to his songs while high and just thought, so these are the angels speaking in tongues, it's like the Bible. You might be creeped out at DaijoubuP's work, but I think he's more emblematic of Vocaloid than you would think. Just hear me out. Back in the ye olde days of my childhood, when it was past your bedtime, the cartoon channels would become adult channels. People like to laugh at Adult Swim because of all the weird shit that would air in the dead of night. But that's the price to pay to make something experimental and bold. And that's how I would describe DaijoubuP in much of the Vocaloid scene as a whole. A lot of Vocaloid fans and producers begin much of their journeys as social outcasts in high school, and use these songs as a way to vent out their feelings, or to make something that the mainstream would find unusual. The average piece of crap on Spotify will appeal to more people than any of DaijoubuP's works. But the cool thing is that going down the rabbit hole will allow you to discover some truly bizarre pieces of art. It's like giving a can of Diet Coke to a caveman. I guess the moral of the story here is that trying new stuff will allow you to understand various perspectives, from new foods and different cultures around the world, to music that should require seizure warnings. DaijoubuP's stuff is horrifying, but it's the creative horrifying that helps him stand out from the rest of the crowd. He might be the Albert Einstein of our generation, and I feel that he should be a little more respected. Also, his cats are just adorable.